Welcome back to another edition of the Weekly Weigh-In. This week is the week of January 21st, and as you know, it was a rough week. If you don't know, go ahead and check out that video right up there, and you'll know all about the breakdown and what I'm dealing with so far. And just to let you know, it is still not resolved. Although this is the weekend, I don't expect a phone call over the weekend. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and, well, real quick, the monthly recap I'm going to do next Sunday. So Sunday, I believe that's we will go live to do all of the monthly recaps, so that way I can answer any questions that you guys may have. If this is your first time here, I will post this video up here so you can catch the very first weekly weigh-in, and I go in depth and I also take some questions on that video, so stick around. So let's dive right in. On Monday, I delivered to Flint, Michigan. I was able to pick up in Columbia City, Indiana, late that day, but I wound up losing a day because I originally was going to deliver that on Tuesday. Now I have to deliver it on Wednesday. Thanks, TA. But the deadhead on that was 192 miles. The loaded miles on that was 425 miles. So total mileage on the trip, 617 miles. By the way, it was going to Jonesburg, Missouri. The pay on it was $12.03 and 26 cents. So the loaded pay, just the loaded miles on it, that paid $2.83 a mile. But if you factor in the deadhead miles, brought it down to about $1.95 a mile. And then from Jonesburg, I actually picked up literally next door, so there was 0 mileage on the deadhead, which is always nice. The loaded miles was 552. It was running over to Knoxville, Tennessee. The total mileage obviously is 552. So for the pay on it, it was $1,053.70. So the loaded pay, which equaled the total pay, was about $1.91 per mile. And then from Knoxville, I wasn't able to plan ahead. Thank you, TA. And was unable to get a load after I unloaded. I had to sit around a day, and unfortunately, by the way, I did some double checking just so you know. There were about 10 loads that went out that day, and I would have gotten one had everything been normal and I was able to run my truck like I normally do. So anyway, I wound up getting a load out Friday, which is the load that I'm hooked to right now. It's running down to Houston, and the deadhead on it, it picked up out of Knoxville, but we're still gonna say it's 10 miles of deadhead. Loaded mileage on that was 923 miles for a total mileage of 933. The pay on it was $16.84 and 41 cents. So for the loaded pay, the loaded mileage, it was about $1.82 a mile, and the total pay, when you include the 10 miles of deadhead, dropped it down to $1.81 a mile. So for the weekly recap, the total deadhead was only 202 miles, and that's because, you know, I lost a couple of days. The loaded mileage was only 1,900 loaded miles for a total mileage of 2,102 miles. The total pay for the week was $39.41 and 37 cents. The loaded pay, just the loaded mileage, came out to about $2.07 cents. $2.07 per mile. But when you include that deadhead, the total pay per mile for the week was $1.87 for the week. So very, very subpar week for me. But I mean, honestly, it wasn't horrible, but you know, it just very, very, very disappointing, and still having to deal with that. That's still, you know, weighing on my mind as far as my truck and what's going to happen with TA. So anyway, thanks for sticking around. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you didn't, give it a dislike. Be sure and hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, so that way next Sunday when I do go live, you can be there and ask the questions that you have for me. But I appreciate you stopping in, and remember, stay driven.